Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Flash Hour. Appreciate you attending and joining this one. We will not be joined by our astute, our brilliant co-founders this week, but it's okay. The janitor has got this one covered. This week, we'll just be going over, if you've never been to a Flash Hour, pretty straightforward. We allow people to funnel in. I do a little monologue here while we sit and wait. Typically, I'm kind of like waiting on the co-founders to make sure they're getting in. But first segment, we just simply go into State of the Trenches. State of the Trenches is a Solana overview, kind of what went down this week or this last week, get you up to date on what's going on in the ecosystem, what we find important that's really driving Solana forward, and furthermore, of course, helping Flash trades scale. That is the number one priority at this point, is scaling Flash trade as quickly as humanly possible, which the team has been absolutely crushing it. There's a few things that we'll get into here in just a moment that are super exciting as far as the front end and what kind of Flash trade looks like for the future. Again, we'll go through State of the Trenches, overview of Flash trade. So the overview is just key things that we like to kind of point out about the platform that, you know, we think the broader community should know about, something just to highlight. Then we go into what we got done this week. One of the most important things, keeping us accountable with our community. That is a huge one. What do we got? Tom? Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you, brother. Every week through and through, brother. Let's see. And then we go into kind of, you know, what we got done and then the future. So what's coming? That is my particular favorite segment. We will touch on that this week. Not go into grave detail just because the co-founders aren't here. And I really like to leave that up to them a lot of times. So we will just briefly touch on that. So without further ado here, let's get into State of the Trenches. Of course, welcome everybody. It's always the first slide. State of the Trenches. So as of this very moment, Solana turns 6 years old. It's pretty, you see a lot of the memes going around right now, baby Solana. 6 years old. It does feel, since I've been in the trenches, it does feel like I've been here a lot longer than that. But as far as the crypto sphere, been here a lot longer. But for Solana specifically, been here since day one. Didn't take it as seriously, actually, on day one. But then quickly realized that, you know, Solana would be the future of crypto and that it would be the black hole that would suck in everything else. And that thesis has really played out over time. I do not regret making that hard switch from, you know, BNB or Ethereum. I think Solana, as everyone can see, institutional adoption. It has the users. It has AI narrative now. I mean, what else could you possibly want? You know, the only other things that we're lagging behind on at this point is like some trivial things that we are catching up very quickly on, which is like stablecoin, minting of stable coins compared to Ethereum, as well as TVL. Some of that TVL, though, is kind of trivial when it comes to, you know, it's been there for so long. Who knows if somebody lost their keys and all this other stuff, that it might just be locked up into the Ethereum ecosystem. And at some point, the outflows will be pretty evident. Although, honestly, they kind of still are if you ever watch those flow charts. But 496 billion plus in total transactions, approaching the $500 billion, which is unbelievable for adoption. The adoption curve is going parabolic. 3.3 trillion plus in trading volume, 17.4 billion in stable coins on chain, meaning transaction. And then we have 1.7 billion in tokenized RWAs, overtaking Ethereum, by the way. So that is a huge achievement for Solana as a whole. You could see the street covered Solana flipping Ethereum and RWA holders. The street's just like one of those online kind of publishing houses that puts out different articles. But it's worth noting that the stable coins have kind of been around for quite a while with like USDT, USDC. So the big thing here is like RWA is kind of like a brand new category, and Solana is already off to the races, crushing it, absolutely, beating out Ethereum, especially with Ethereum's recent kind of kerfuffle with their founder, who's basically poo-pooing L2 solutions, which I feel like it was obvious the entire time. Is that just me? Anybody else in the comments here? Was that obvious the entire time? Comments? Cricket. Okay. MasterCard announces their crypto partner program. So the only reason I want to highlight this is because we've seen a lot of announcements from like Visa, Western Union, and a lot of other what most people, if you're in the know, they're payment rails. And what better solution is there on Solana than to become a payment rail? You've got like your ISO standards and stuff like that. Solana is going to become its new or the new standard. And MasterCard's just another domino falling over. Visa's already on board. What about American Express? Where are you at? Are you guys in here? Drop me a comment if you're in here. As if MasterCard or as if they have the time to drop into a flash live. Forbes on the launch of Super Team USA. So I actually saw that. I joined myself, or I put in a membership for Super Team USA, as I am based out of the United States. Their headquarters is in Miami, so I'm actually based out of Florida. Pretty cool. At least I think it's cool. Really close to me. And this year's also Solana Accelerate. I believe it's Solana Accelerate will also be in the Miami area. So it's all in my backyard. Let's go. Miami's also a very neat place, if you've ever been there. Jito acquires Solana Floor. So if you do, or if you've been around Flash Trade for a while, you do know that our RWAs were by Remora. Unfortunate for them, they had an issue on their side, not on Flash. We were completely safe and fine, but they did have to shut their doors, and that also tagged along Solana Floor. So I am really, really happy to see that Jito stepped up to the plate and acquired Solana Floor, as it always was a good news outlet for most of us. I know myself, I actually follow a lot of the Solana Floor guys, the writers and whatnot, as well as the platform. Had it on my Seeker phone. Little shameless plug. Sunrise lists Sure. Lists AVAX on Solana. AVAX, obviously, L2 solution, I believe becoming their own L1 at some point, or maybe they already have. Not really up to date on AVAX, to be honest. Kind of stay focused on Solana, but good thing is that Sunrise is doing a amazing job. My buddy over there, Ed, prior Pith, actually. So shout out to Ed. You are an amazing marketer, sir, and a great friend. So you keep killing it over there at Sunrise, bringing all tokens to Solana, and that is kind of their goal. Great launch, by the way, with AVAX. Rebuilding the internet. Austin, although I don't know Austin Fatera, I was able to, in, Japan, we were able to actually meet with the 00 team, get some details on things that were going on there. So we are, very aware of the 00 and how it is going to, you got 00, you've got Alpenglow, you've also have, obviously 00 is mainly like validator space, but it is going to help out, Solana as a whole. So we pay attention to all of those things, being a platform on Solana. So Double Zero is absolutely crushing it, and they have a lot of amazing news coming out. A lot of interviews too. I just saw one with Austin Federa, Federis. I apologize, Federa. Yeah, Federa. Um, and yeah, they're doing great things. So that's another huge announcement from Double Zero. Definitely pay attention to what those guys are doing for Solana. It's not necessarily just for Solana, but it is for the new internet. Sorry about that. We have 5-year-olds. And moving into overview. So this is a big one. I really wanted to share this. There will be some, you guys kind of get the early sneak peek. Let's see. I will share my screen. Let's see. And this is the reverse. So right now we have essentially we built in a auto reverse. If you know what that is, it's like if you're in a long and let's say you're in a long for a bit of time, you see it's getting really toppy. Instead of having to close and reopen instantly, we actually have a reverse button now. So you can just flip it. I was hoping I could show you live, but let's see. I'm gonna see if I could just do this real quick. Do a live demo. I like live demos. They're good. Airdrop. Connect. Yay, we've got it. All right. So this is a very simple solution here that is much needed for kind of UI UX. But let's say I wanted to open a long. I got a 25x long on this live. Oh, then we get that long going. Do you hear that that nice little audible tone? Did you hear it? Oh, little features. It's the little things in life. So, and then as soon as you want to just do a auto reverse, you can quickly just boop, hit approve the transaction. That went right into the short. Went right into a short, and I saw the market turning against me. So I immediately flipped that bad boy with just a click of a button. So this is a great feature that we have added to the Flash Trade platform, and it is super quick, super fun to use, actually, especially if you're trading something like oil these days, which is acting like a meme coin. But I'm going to close this out. Let's see. Close that trade out before I lose my shirt. I mean, it's $10, but made some money at the last second. All right. Now getting back into the slides. So the reverse button is there for you all. There will be a broader announcement that will come out here soon with just like a promo video and everything else. So this was just something we wanted to highlight. And of course, it is live on the platform now for your enjoyment. All right. Getting into what did we get done this week? So some huge announcements this week that really make a difference and set the groundwork for what is to come. The Rust API is live. Now, this is basically, it will be extended for a builder API. The builder API is going to be kind of like that vibe code, get on Codex or get on Claude Code or whatever platform you're using, maybe using OpenClaw, I'm not sure. However you like to do it. Maybe using Cursor still and you're a boomer. Just kidding. But you can get on there, use our API, and potentially build your own trading bot, build your own front end, build your own mobile app, whatever your heart desires, compose right over top of Flash Trade using our API. If you knew blockchain, this kind of was always possible, but it was a little bit more difficult because you'd have to use the SDK. You'd have to kind of understand from a more development standpoint what exactly is going on, all these different, and then you would have to kind of manually adjust. And it was just a little bit more difficult and took a more traditional developer to um, get this right. But now with the API based builder API, it's going to be a vibe coder's dream. You'll be able to get on here, utilize it for whatever purpose you want. Maybe you have an amazing trading algo that you can get set up with a bot, and you can take advantage of this API. And because it's pool to peer, you get instant settlement, right? You get the zero slippage and predictable fees. And of course, Flash Trade across the board has extremely low fees for that as well. Now, equity perps. I know everybody is biting to learn more about this one. I just wanted to preface the entire thing by saying we did take our time a little with this one to position ourselves correctly. Going forward, this will be extremely important. The co-founders, Anas and Zahib, both of them are, very wise in their approaches to most things. So this is something that we wanted to take a step back and reevaluate the landscape. And we did decide to move forward with xStocks. xStocks team had a meeting with them. We felt most comfortable with what they have to offer, and the speed at which they're implementing things makes a lot of sense. They're much more aligned with the Solana ecosystem, and their utilization rate, right, or their adoption on Solana is also more in line with where we want to be also. So xStocks was our choice. We are bringing equity perps back to Flash Trade, and we're working that out. Should be live launching this week if all things go well. Token page revamp. So right now, if you go to the token page, I will share my screen again real quick. So if you go to the Flash Trade platform, you can see the token page. Right now, the big thing here is, we have a rewards, utilities, and then governments tab. And we just felt that this was not really the most optimal setup. We wanted to bring you all something that kind of is more cohesive and all in one. So we are going to be redesigning this to essentially get rid of these tabs so it's less confusing, a lot more user friendly, and you're able to navigate through our dashboard, and everything's just laid out in the most logical sense or logical way possible. So you're able to get in and out, do exactly what you need to do, and then move on and get to something else. Now, FAF Rewards distribution for Epoch 11 is finalized. We do appreciate, of course, everybody who participated. Now, there's a few things that everybody keeps forgetting about, is that you do not have to have staked FAF to participate in those epochs. We have the next epoch is already rolling out. So it is very smart to get in early. All of your activity on Flash Trade will count towards the next epoch. As this happens, though, the earlier you get in, the better. So if you don't have any FAF to stake, or if you don't want to, I would recommend staking your FAF, just because you are able to participate in the rev share of the platform, which right now it's at 25.89% staking APR. By the way, they are absolutely crushing it. So shout out to those who are staking their FAF. You get daily rewards. So every 6 hours, you get a payout as long as there's enough to go around. If there's not enough in the pool, then it skips and goes to the next 6 hours, where it pays out you or to you in USDC, and that is the rev share. Now you can, if you don't want any part of that, but you still want to be a part of the next epoch, register your wallet so that this way, as you are utilizing Flash Trade's platform, you're able to obviously benefit from the next epoch and accumulate those voltage points throughout the month. So it's a 1 month epoch, and that will be epoch 12. It just finished. This is actually the very first day. So jump in, register your wallets, or stake your FAF, which will, if you stake your FAF, it registers your wallet right away. Seeker, something, just an important announcement for this week as well, is the Seeker campaign is ending in 2 days. What that means for you all is anyone who was able to secure those, there was 1,000 wallets that were available. It was kind of first come, first served. Whoever saw the announcement, jump in, grab one of those funded wallets. That campaign is ending in 2 days. When that campaign ends, you'll see it on the dashboard. It'll say that the funded wallet has ended. Then if you've made any money with the funded wallet that was provided to you via flash trade, then you are able to withdraw. Now, the $10 funded wallet, if you made more than $10, okay, this isn't a single trade kind of thing. If you made more than the original funded amount, which would be $10, let's say your funded wallet account is at $20, you can withdraw $10. So it's that simple. If you were the lucky one who got the $100 funded wallet, if you made more than $100, of course, let's say $150, you would get that additional $50. So that will be ending in 2 days, and that is when you'll be able to withdraw that additional capital that's in there. Moving on to what's coming. So I'm not going to go super in depth for this, but we are restructuring the referral program. There's quite a few things that we do need to restructure with everything that's been going on. The team, obviously knows that this has been something on the docket. There's just been so many other things prioritized before it because of the way also that the token tab is kind of laid out. It just wasn't a priority, but now we are moving it to the front of the line. So we've got kind of a priority list here. It's MagicBlocks, Referral, Restructure, and Builder API. So those three things in unison are all being worked on in parallel so that we can have everything restructured, ready to go for MagicBlock launch. Everything will be restructured in a way to where when MagicBlock, when we are able to finally move over to the MagicBlock implementation, it's already all there. There's not like a backlog of work that we're going to need to prioritize. Of course, there's always going to be more work to be done, but yes, it'll kind of all come together all at once, which is really nice. The Builder API we just went over, that's something that is still coming. We have the initial groundwork, which is the Rust API, and we're kind of working towards the more Builder API, which will be that Vibe Cody solution. MagicBlock implementation. I know Zahab is hard at work with the MagicBlock team, constantly talking back and forth, constantly, coming up with different solutions for, the Flash Trade team, since they were originally a gaming focused kind of ephemeral rollup. That was their primary focus. I believe they came from Unity. They built a Unity engine for Solana so that people could develop a game on top of Solana with kind of familiar tools. Now they came up with MagicBlock, which is the ephemeral rollup, which gives that sub millisecond response time, or 50 millisecond response time. I apologize. So it gives that much more gaming feel. But the last thing on the docket here are more real world assets. This is really the I would say it is the RWAs are definitely going to be the future. I think we've covered it quite a few times throughout the last probably 2 months, actually. If you've been here for every Flash Hour, the last 2 months, we've really been pounding the table on, Flash Trade is not a crypto only platform. We're a trading platform. We have crypto. We will also have, now we're crypto centric, right? Because we have all the tokenized equities, commodities, metals, and things like that. But overall, where we really see our positioning is not that we're a crypto or Solana first platform. We're going to be a trading platform because at the end of the day, all of these are merging together. And once trading is just synonymous with crypto in general, it's just it's the underlying technology. Once that becomes into the mainstream, nobody's going to be calling it a crypto platform at that point. It's just going to be a trading platform, and that's we're well aware of that shift, and we want to position ourselves to be the most adaptable to RWAs, so real world assets. Real world assets would be metals, commodities, like I said, equities, as well as what's the other one? Am I retarded? Metals, forex. Oh, see, I don't trade forex that much, so that's my fault. Forex, of course. And the great thing about pool to peer model, where we really um, shine, is the fact that it is the perfect solution for these kind of assets that are coming on chain, because you get that instant settlement. You're able to get that zero slippage. The other thing that no one is talking about that I find super interesting is kind of the speed to execution for pool to peer with the new AI era. The AI era, I believe the pool to peer model will actually shine even more, obviously with new advancements, with new discoveries as well. And Flash will be adapting to that as well. But the AI era is really going to take trading to somewhere new. I think a lot of people, I think it maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but there will be an era where essentially, most people are going to be interacting with the internet through some sort of new paradigm for the internet, maybe through a terminal that's all agent based, right? And they are just essentially orchestrating their agents in a way to where they want them to manage their capital. So all of these things are really coming together, and the pool to peer model stands to benefit greatly from that, as far as the low fee, high leverage, zero slippage, and high availability of assets like RWAs. So the race is on. And of course, thank you all for joining another Flash Hour. I apologize. You just had to look at my ugly mug the entire time. But as always, I greatly appreciate you attending another Flash Hour. We try to bring you the latest and greatest every single week so that you and our community stay up to date with what's going on over here at Flash Trade, what we accomplished for you all. As we did move into an ownership token model, you all own the protocol. So we every single week we want to stay transparent, we want to stay accountable to you all, since we are moving towards that ownership model with the FAF token. Or not moving, we've moved, we're already there. So everything is owned by the token holders now. So it's not only up to us, it's up to you. You are part of this journey now. So we greatly appreciate you being a part of this journey. If you'd like to, maybe you're new here, or maybe you've just never got involved, we'd really appreciate you jumping into the Discord channel. Discord is where all the back and forth happens between the community and the team. Flash Labs, if you do stake a certain amount of FAF token, you are able to participate in Flash Labs. We're able to put up a proposal. The community gets to see your proposal for the Flash Trade platform. We get to have discourse back and forth, talk about why it's good, why it's bad, where the holes are. It's a really good process to then be able to, down the road, maybe even implement your proposal. So this is a great way for the community to come together and improve Flash Trade. And the team, of course, is always going to be involved in that process as well. But join Discord, leave a like on this post if you don't mind, share it out, do all the social media stuff. If you're on YouTube, by the way, I did see that some of you all are watching on the YouTube channels, the YouTube internets. drop a like, drop a comment if you don't mind. We'd like to grow our YouTube presence a little bit larger than it is right now. Admittedly, it is a little bit small. Our main presence is on X, but if we could get into the YouTube algorithm, that would be great. So even if you're on X, maybe migrate over to the YouTube channel, drop a like, drop a comment, just say something interesting or something that you pulled from this flash hour. And of course, you all, just like always, I'll see you in the markets.